What's going on, guys? It's Heathan Tracy coming to you with HeathandTracyTV.
Hi, guys.
I'm Heath.
I'm Tracy.
And we are relationship strategists specializing in premarital preparedness and intermarital improvement.
Very good, baby. I didn't remember that.
Thank you very
But
much.
I know we are.
We've been married for 27 years. We have 4 children and have lots of life lessons to share, so we're glad you joined us today.
2 boys, 2 girls.
2 and 2. That was Wink Martindale.
I think I got happy with my Fenty makeup. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Glistening, baby. You glowing.
Ooh, I know. I don't look regular today. It's Fenty. My mommy bought it for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, your mommy still buys things for you when you turn 52.
Winning. Queen Tracy winning.
Okay, babe. So what are we talking about today?
What do you want to talk about? So today we're talking about when she makes more. What?
Yeah.
The woman makes more than the man?
Yeah,
Is
sometimes they do.
Is that possible?
Do you know anybody like that?
I thought that was like, isn't that like an American rule where men women make 70%, 77% of men, what men make?
That's true.
That
Okay, so let's just put some of the statistics out there. It is true that men make more than women out here. That is very, very true on the regular.
Yep.
On the regular. But the last Bureau of Labor Statistics, I think they did it in 2009. So this just gives you an idea.
Right.
2009.
Oh, that was a while ago.
It was 38% of women made more than their spouses.
Wow. And I bet, that particular study wasn't really focusing on African Americans or people of color.
No, that was everybody.
And I bet that statistic is actually higher in communities.
Now, why do you bet that?
Well, I'm just saying, I think that's probable.
I think so.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there was another study recently that talked about how African American women are probably the most educated group in the entire United States.
But we still make less than the average white man.
But more than a lot of black men.
Okay. Okay.
So I think this is a real issue. It certainly was an issue for us, right? In our marriage.
Well, it is. This is something that is in our marriage.
Yes.
I do.
Tracy makes more.
I earn more than he.
Yeah.
How much more?
A lot more. Tracy makes a lot more than I do right now.
Okay, well, let's give people it. Right now. And it hasn't always been this way.
No, it has
not always been this way.
No, but probably the last 10 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, the last 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's been about the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And depending on the kind of year I have, it's
14 years.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's not a little bit more.
Your real estate career and then into your technology career.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute. Over a decade you've been making more than me.
Yeah. So we are experts in this, in talking about this and how it affects your marriage, how it affects everything in your household, how it affects your family members, how it affects everything. So we're experts in this. So share it out if you know someone that needs to hear this, because we're here to talk about it.
Talk about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Yeah, so the key, one of the things that we want to do is we want to help people, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's premarital preparedness, intermarital improvement as it relates to finances is certainly a very relevant topic, right?
Yeah.
And so it is not uncommon for women to make more than men.
Yeah. It's not uncommon. It is not uncommon.
Yeah, and so it can impact your marriage in all types of ways, and many of them can be negative. And so we want to talk a little bit about things to look out for, things to be aware of. And so if you find yourself in this scenario, you don't have to necessarily let these circumstances sink your relationship.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't have anything to do with it,
right.
the bad parts. So I guess we're going to talk about it in 3 ways. We're going to talk about finances, family and friends, and your relationship, and of course the career, how that affects your career.
Right.
So the first thing is paying bills.
Paying bills, man. That is a big one for us because, you think about it, so 2 things. One is, who's the best person paying the bills?
Yeah, that's the first thing you need to figure out. It does not matter who makes more, but who is going to handle the business better.
Who's better at it, who does it naturally, who's a little more organized, who's proactive around.
So the second thing is paying bills. So it shouldn't be about who is...
That's the first thing.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. The first thing is paying bills. So it shouldn't be about who makes more that pays the bills. It should be more or less about who is better at it. That's the first thing. In our relationship, I think I'm better at it.
Yep.
Okay, so I pay the bills. The next thing is monitoring spending. I think I do that too because I pay the bills. It has nothing to do with the fact that I make more. It's just that, excuse
Sorry, baby.
It's just that. Since I pay the bills, I also monitor the spend.
Right.
Which card to use, how much to spend, you know, that kind of thing. And it's not a gauge. He can do whatever he wants to do.
That's right.
He just checks. It's not my money. We don't have separate accounts or anything like that. We share everything. Whatever money comes in, it's one. It's one bucket. We don't do the 2-bucket thing. Deciding on purchases. Now that one is joint.
Yeah, because especially when we have children, and sometimes we're making purchases connected to them, purchases connected to the house.
Right.
So we have to collaborate on all of that kind of stuff and make sure that we're on point, that we understand. Okay, what's the budget? What's the savings plan? What's how much do we have expendable this month? Those kinds of things. So all very important things.
Yeah. So as far as investment decisions. We keep that pretty separate. I will let him know if I'm going to sell something in my 401k or something like that, or he'll ask me, what do I have? And he's more on top of that than I am. So he knows what's in my investment portfolio, and I know. I don't know what's in his.
I'll give you a little advice sometimes.
Yeah, but he pretty much gives me the advice on that. So I stay out of that one. He's the one that watches MSNBC all day. And yeah, he does. And then saving and budgeting. He saves more money than I do simply because I pay the bills, and I let the money go out. So Heath is the saver, I'm the budgeter, and it's just really, really balanced in our marriage because you never know who's going to make more.
Yeah.
So we've never, as long as we've been married, we've never practiced whose role it is and who's in charge or anything like that. But large purchases, we definitely, not even large purchases. I think he ran William to the store the other day to pick up some stuff for school, and he was like, I was like, how much you gonna spend? You know,
X amount of dollars. That works, right?
Yeah, and then he spent more. So it's not like it was a big deal. It just wasn't. It just wasn't a big deal.
So let me touch on some of the things that can happen, right, with respect to this. Kind of dovetails into being in between unemployment, right? Especially when you're talking about the male, right? And so if you have a woman in the marriage or in the relationship who is making more, if you have a scenario where you are generating double the income, and you have triple the income, and then you have a job loss, right?
Oh yeah.
And so what the couple has to do is, one, understand that there's a lot of psychological and emotional things that can go into job loss.
Yeah, that kind of hit us blindsided during our marriage.
Yeah, and you have to make sure that both people are engaged, that you're continuing to communicate and collaborate openly. And so it's very easy when a man can't find a job to impact his confidence, right? And so a lot of things in life are centered around confidence. And so when your confidence is attacked, you have to make sure that does not become, that you don't let that just go. You don't let that just go into the relationship and spiral into a situation where it's just not good.
What kind of situation?
Right. And so what happens is a lot of these kinds of scenarios can result in depression, or it can result into the man looking out for validation or seeking other relationships and those kinds of things, and that can happen, right? It's very easy with social and all the things that we have access to these days,
it's
right?
Easy. It's
And that's exactly what happened with us, right? Tracy's gone, she's working all day, and I'm online, I'm a nice guy, and I'm engaged with people here and there and that kind of thing. Next thing you know, you're having some kind of inappropriate dialogue. It can result into a number of things, right? And so these are things to make sure that you're dialoguing and that you're talking with your partner regularly, and making sure that even though they may not be bringing all the income into the relationship at that time, you have to make sure that you're on the same page and that you do those checks. Hey, you doing okay? Should we talk about some things? As opposed to just kind of letting it go and letting things fester.
Right. Yeah. You shouldn't just ignore it. You shouldn't. It's difficult if you are the breadwinner because you're so focused on that. We're going to get to that next. So family and friends. A lot of times the woman's family and friends will say, why isn't he making more money? Well, what's he doing? Well, does he need to get more schooling done? What's he doing? What he lost a job. This you have to ignore the noise. You have to ignore the noise.
Yeah.
It's not about what they think. It's about what is going on in your relationship, and it's about what you all as a team are going to do to keep things flowing in your situation. It has nothing to do with family members, and you need to get away from what they think. As a matter of fact, they don't need to know your business. They don't need to know how much you make, and they don't need to know how much he makes. It is none of their business.
You preaching, baby?
I have a tendency to do that. Sorry, guys.
That's awesome. But yeah, real talk. So, cleaving to one another, right? It doesn't say cleaving to mom and them and pookie them and auntie them.
We say
right?
that all the time.
Yeah. So when you are in a marriage relationship, you want to make sure that is the primary relationship and that you don't let other things impede on that.
Right. So the other thing is he thinks society disapproves of the fact that he's making less.
Yeah, that's real talk for guys, right? And so when you think about, I'm a man and I'm taking care of my family, and I'm taking care of my woman and my children and that kind of thing.
Right.
And if you have a wife that's making more than you are, double what you are, triple what you are, sometimes that may tug at your manhood, your pride, right? You have to be very mindful, be very careful with pride, because that can take you to places that you really don't want to go. But the point is that society says that marriage, if you're a man, then you have to be the guy. You have to be the breadwinner, and if you're not, it's something wrong.
Right. So you have to ignore societal pressures. When it comes to your relationship, you might do things very differently. You talk about gender roles and how certain people don't do certain things in their relationship. Well, who said? And we have to really get away from that these days, especially the way everything is set up. If you think about the way a lot of gender roles are set up, they were set up before we were born. Right. So who's to say that's what's going to continue into what we call natural society? And as far as disapproval, it's just wrong. And as far as society disapproving and your boys disapproving or whatever, tell them to stroke a check if they really want to help you out. Let's see how much of approval or disapproval they have then. If you and your woman are cool with it, that's fine. Now, there are instances when a woman's not cool with it.
Right.
She needs to check herself. She needs to what are we putting emphasis on? Are we putting emphasis on the love, the relationship, the togetherness, the growing of wealth within one another and the love for one another? Are we putting emphasis on money? So when you put emphasis on money, what is that? Money is temporary.
Yep.
Money is nothing. Temporal. So you want to put emphasis on the relationship.
Right.
Not on money.
And if the relationship is good, then everything else is going to be good.
If I got money, he got money.
And vice versa.
He got money, I got money.
If the kids got money,
it's our money. You so stupid.
Hey, a family that has money together.
That's another thing. We'll have to talk about that. But resources, you got to pool your resources, guys. You got to pool your resources. Okay.
There you go.
Now, the relationship. Now, there have been studies that have shown that she is usually less satisfied
in a number of areas.
In a relationship.
She's dissatisfied. So when a woman makes more, some of the studies are showing that she's dissatisfied with the relationship. She's dissatisfied
with how the house looks.
And how the household chores are done or executed upon.
Right.
She's dissatisfied. And what else, baby?
Family planning status.
Why are you trying to get me pregnant? You ain't even working.
Okay, I got it.
You ain't making but $29. What's wrong with you?
I used to work with a guy. His wife worked. His wife made more than he did. And he told me.
What did he tell you, baby?
He said, I'm going to get her pregnant so that I can be a stay-at-home dad and play games all day.
That's what he said?
That is what he said. And that is not what he did.
Hey, it's a new day out here, man. These thought processes are a little different out here.
Yes, I know. So, hey, the thought process is a little different, y'all. Don't get down if your wife makes more than you do. All right, career. So this is true. She feels more pressure to advance or maintain her stream of income. Oh my gosh, this is very true for me. This is very true for me. Once you establish a certain income, as you all know, you establish a certain lifestyle. So you and your kids and your husband, everybody gets used to that lifestyle. So if you are the primary breadwinner in the lifestyle, you feel pressured to maintain that lifestyle.
Right.
And so that means maintaining your stream of income. There's pressure there. There's pressure to advance. Oh, I need to make sure this stays right. How many times have I said, baby, I need to get another job?
I know. Talking about our experience, right? So I think from the time that you became a realtor to today, one of the things
I've been in tech for almost 10 years.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, right? So we're talking about like 18 years, right? We've been married 27 years.
About half.
And at least half, if not more, you've made more than half.
No, it's about half.
In terms of regular income.
Yeah, about half.
But the point is that you are a partnership. So regardless of how the income is coming into the household, who's making more, who's doing this, who has a side hustle, who's working the main job, you have to make sure that you're working together. And so that's one of the things that I'm very proud of what we've always done. Is that we've always been a partnership. And so regardless of roles, traditional roles, unique roles, people thinking about things differently, the point is that you have to make sure that the relationship works for you. And one of the things I've always done is try to make sure that you have what you need in order to be good in a mental space, in a spiritual space, and the house is in order. Right?
Yes,
and so all of these things. So you talk about washing clothes, keeping the kitchen clean.
Well, you started doing that when I started getting pregnant.
Taking the kids to birthday parties.
He did all of that. I worked weekends for like 7 years.
Yeah, almost every weekend of your life for 7 years, you had to be in the neighborhood in the model house.
Right. And so I wasn't with Heath and the kids.
Yeah, and so that's a great example of making things work. So I was also in real estate, and so I was a general agent. Tracy was an on-site agent, and so her flexibility was less than mine.
Right.
And so what we had to do, we had to figure it out. And so what we had to do was we had to make sure that, we figured out how to make sure that the signs were taken out of the yard because you were pregnant in the real estate office, selling houses, and so
he would come and help me.
Yeah. So I would show houses. I would come by after I got done. I might have the kids in the car with me. I would pull signs out of the yard and bring them back to wherever they need to go.
I think the way we do it, I think the way we look at this particular thing is I don't look at it as my job and your job. I just think of it as almost like I have two jobs.
Right.
And he does the same thing. I think that's why we've been successful with it. I don't think it's a matter of the money at all, because it just doesn't matter. The money very simply pays the bills. The money helps us achieve our lifestyle. The money helps us do the things that we need to do for our children. It has nothing to do with the money. It's about our relationship. And you pool the money. You don't look at your man any differently because he makes less. It has nothing to do with it. Think back and then if you're dating a man that makes less, you really need to
money come, money goes.
Okay, very good, Reggie. Money comes and money goes. And it's just not the basis of a relationship. You have to understand what is the basis of our relationship. What is the purpose of our union? Is it money? Is it about who makes money? And if you're with somebody for their money, it's clear. That's different. It's clear why you're there, and they understand why you're there. I understand there are relationships like that. As long as you understand why you're there and understand when the money's gone, they're gone. But if that wasn't the basis of your relationship, you have to remember that. It's one pool. It's one thing going on here. You know, we might look up next year and he'd be making more than me. So then how does it look for me to be acting like this, acting crazy, and then, he makes more than me now. So what? Now what? Everything in the household has to change. We change everything we do.
Hey, when I say go now, I got that paper coming through.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Didn't I say?
Now, Heath is passive aggressive, if anyone doesn't know him. He doesn't look. No, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Y'all think he's perfect and everything. No, he's not. No, they don't. They think he's just so great. What do they call him at work? The mayor. Come on, the mayor. I'm Heath's wife, by the way.
That's in some circles.
No, I'm Heath's wife.
In some circles.
Except for my very, very lovely close friend. Other than that, I'm Heath's wife. But I'm getting off the subject.
Okay, baby. Okay, we're getting off the rails.
I'm sorry.
Let's bring it back.
So what we talked about was when she makes more. When she makes more, it's going to affect your finances. It's going to affect your family and friends, your relationship, how she feels about the relationship, how he feels about the relationship, and then her career moves, how she feels about missing kids' birthday parties, spending more time with the kids, being able to take longer breaks. I used to get shade because from the mothers in my neighborhood because I wasn't with my kids as much as they thought I should be.
Right.
So that kind of thing affects your woman too. So keep that in mind. And I think that's why he picked up the slack too.
Yeah, that goes back to the societal things, right? So society thinks, okay, I'm the man and I have to be the leader and I have to be type A and I have to make the money and I have to make more than a woman and I have to take care of the children and I have to take, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be the woman and do the dainty thing and be the homemaker and all of those kinds of things. When the truth is, when you are a couple, you have to do what works for you.
You really do.
You have to do what makes the relationship last.
Right. And that's what you want to. The bottom line is you focus on the union.
That's
you
right.
focus on the union. The money will come and go. The money goes up. The money goes down. But you have to focus on you two. And as far as who's making who, what, when, has nothing to do with it. We have more than one bank account, but it's got all of our names on it.
Yep.
It has nothing to do. He just asked me which one should I use for what.
Yep.
And that's about it. Because I know what the balance is. He doesn't. He never knows what the balance is, guys.
It's all good.
That must be nice.
It's all good. Are we done?
I think so. If you have any questions or you want to talk about it, let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget, we are going to have a podcast
coming up. We are doing our podcast launch on 9/30/2017, which also happens to be
International Podcast Day.
Boom! So y'all make sure you look out for that. We're gonna give you some more information on that this week. And what else we need to know?
What's the name of the podcast?
Joyfully Married After.
Joyfully Married After. So let's talk about that for a second. Joyfully Married After. My cousin said, I dig that. Joyfully. Yes, joy is permanent.
Yes, ongoing.
Happily ever after, that's temporary. That's going to go away. We're not happily ever after. We're joyfully
every day, all
married
day.
after. And then you say after. After what? After everything.
After marriage.
No, after kids, after everything. After jobs, after everything. We're joyfully married after everything.
Yep.
Make sure you comment, like, or subscribe.
Yep.
Of course, we love joining us here weekly on Heath and Tracy Facebook page. And our website, HeathandTracy.com.
Yeah.
If you visit our website, you'll see our favorites on there. Yep. Some of the books that have helped us get through this 27 years.
Yes.
Feel free to purchase from there through the Amazon store.
Yep.
And we also have an ebook on there right now called Prepare. And it's a prelude to our upcoming course.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the course that's coming up, go ahead and subscribe to the website, HeathandTracy.com.
Yep.
And then they'll keep you in the loop as to what's going on when.
Boom. So
that's a lot, isn't it?
It is.
This is a side gig, isn't it?
Stay connected.
But it's fun. Okay, go ahead. He wants to close this out.
Stay connected. Stay connected to God. Stay connected to your family. And stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other.
We love you guys.
We love you.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
HeathandTracyTV.